On this Monday, 13th October, there is a quiet energy that calls you back to yourself. The world outside may still move with noise, pressure, and endless demands, but inside, something softer begins to awaken. It is not a day to run faster or chase harder. It is a day to stop, to listen, to breathe. This Monday is not ordinary. It carries the rhythm of stillness, the kind that can heal what exhaustion has hidden. For a long time, you have been trying to hold everything together. The weight of expectations, responsibilities, and unseen worries has slowly drained the inner light that once burned with strength. You may not have noticed it happen. It never happens all at once. But deep down, you can feel it, that quiet tiredness of the spirit. It is not the kind that sleep can fix. It is a fatigue of the soul. On this Monday, 13 October, life gives you a silent permission to rest differently, to find stillness not by doing less, but by being more aware of the space within. When the body stops, the mind often keeps running. It replays what was said, what was lost, what could have been. But when you truly pause, something deeper begins to happen. You start to see that peace is not something you earn. It is something you allow. The tired part of your spirit doesn't need fixing. It needs your presence. It needs you to sit with it, to stop pushing it away. Healing begins when you are no longer afraid of stillness. Monday, 13 October becomes a mirror. It reflects how much of your life has been spent reacting instead of responding. You begin to see how often you've rushed from one thing to another, believing that movement equals progress. But real growth doesn't come from rushing. It comes from awareness. It comes from the ability to stop, to observe your thoughts without chasing them, and to allow silence to teach you. In that stillness, truth appears. Not the truth of the world, but the truth of who you are beneath the noise. Stillness is not emptiness. It is not absence. It is the most alive state you can be in. Within it, the chaos of life begins to slow down, and you start hearing what was always there, the gentle rhythm of your own being. The tired spirit finds strength not in control, but in surrender. When you stop fighting the moment begins to heal you. This Monday invites you to practice that surrender, to stop holding your breath and start trusting the quiet intelligence of life itself. Many people mistake peace for passivity, but peace is power. It takes great strength to be calm in a world that constantly provokes you to move. It takes courage to be still when everything inside you wants to escape discomfort. The calm you practice today is the foundation for your clarity tomorrow. On the 13th October, let your stillness become your strength, and you realign your energy. You don't have to prove your worth through exhaustion anymore. When you allow stillness to enter your day, something invisible starts to shift. Your thoughts slow down, your emotions soften, your breath deepens. You begin to see that life is not against you. It is guiding you. The challenges that once seemed unbearable lose their weight, because you are no longer fighting them. You are learning to flow with them, to see the lesson instead of the pain. This is the quiet transformation that Monday brings, a healing not through action but through awareness. There will always be noise around you. People's opinions, the weight of time, the pressure to achieve more. But inside, there is a place that remains untouched by it all. A place that is calm, clear, and infinite. On this Monday, go there, sit in that inner space even if it feels unfamiliar. Let the stillness wrap around you. It is not a punishment to pause. It is preparation. Life pauses us not to punish, but to prepare us for deeper clarity. You may feel uneasy at first. Stillness can feel like emptiness when you are used to constant motion, but stay there a little longer. Allow yourself to breathe through it. Slowly, the discomfort turns into peace, and peace turns into strength. This strength does not shout. It doesn't need to. It moves quietly through you, grounding your spirit and lighting your path from within. That is the healing this Monday carries, the kind that restores not your energy, but your essence. Every breath you take today is a return to yourself, a return to simplicity. The world outside may not slow down, but you can. You can choose to be calm in the middle of movement. You can choose awareness instead of anxiety. You can choose to protect your energy instead of proving your worth. This is what self-growth truly means. Not adding more to who you are, but peeling away everything that keeps you from your natural peace. So let Monday, 13th October, be a beginning, a quiet beginning, a sacred reminder that healing is not loud, not dramatic, it's gentle. It's found in the space between thoughts, in the breath you almost forgot to take. The tired part of your spirit is not broken, it's waiting for you to stop running, to come home, and to listen, because the moment you choose stillness, the healing begins. On this Monday, 13 October, life reminds you to return home, not to a place, but to the present moment. You have been moving fast, thinking ahead, replaying the past, carrying pieces of time that don't belong to now. That is why your spirit feels tired. The energy of this doesn't ask you to do more. It asks you to be here, to breathe, to feel what's happening right now, because everything you've been searching for, peace, balance, clarity, already lives inside this moment. When you lose touch with the present, you start living in fragments. One part of you is remembering what went wrong. Another is worrying about what might come next. You wake up but never truly arrive in the day. Your body moves through Monday, but your mind is somewhere else. That distance between your thoughts and your being is what creates the emptiness inside. On the 13th October, you are called to close that distance, to step fully into Avnauf. The present moment is not loud. It doesn't chase your attention. It waits quietly for you to notice it. Every breath, every step, every sound around you, all of it is life unfolding right here. But you miss it when you are caught in thought. You miss the simplicity of being alive. Monday, 13 October, becomes a reminder that time is not something outside of you. It is happening through you right now. The more aware you become, the more life expands. To reconnect with the present moment is to reclaim your power. The past has no hold when you stop feeding it. The future has no fear when you stop trying to control it. All growth begins when you stop escaping the now. On this Monday, when the morning light touches your face, let it be a new beginning. Don't let your first thought be about what's missing or what went wrong. Let it be about being alive. Feel the air, feel your breath, feel your presence. This is not small, this is everything. There is a deep peace that waits inside awareness. When you bring your attention back to this moment, you begin to see things clearly. You see your thoughts as they come and go. You see emotions rise and fade. You begin to understand that you are not the storm, you are the sky that holds it. The tired part of your spirit heals when you stop being lost inside what's already gone or what hasn't yet come. It heals when you remember that all life happens here, in this breath, in this step, in this heartbeat. Monday, 13th October, is a teacher of presence. It teaches that at every moment you live unconsciously is a moment lost to illusion. But the instant you become aware, life wakes up inside you. You begin to notice beauty again, the way the morning sounds, the way the wind moves through the air, the way silence holds peace. These are not small things. These are signs that your awareness is returning, that your spirit is beginning to rest again in what is real. There is no need to chase meaning when you are fully present. Meaning reveals itself naturally. It flows through your actions, your words, your stillness. You stop seeking and start seeing. On this Monday, do not rush through the hours. Do not drown in the schedule or the noise. Walk slowly, speak slowly, think slowly. Every pause you take is an act of self-respect. Every breath of awareness is a small awakening. You are not here to survive time. You are here to live it. Every moment of awareness adds life to your years. You start to feel that what matters is not how much you do, but how deeply you experience what you do. Even the simplest act, drinking water, walking outside, watching the sunrise, becomes sacred when you are present. On the 13th October, this sacredness unfolds quietly. It doesn't need ceremony. It needs your attention. Presence also means letting go of resistance. The more you fight what is, the more you suffer. Acceptance is not weakness, it is intelligence. When you accept this moment fully, you allow life to move through you freely. You stop being trapped by what you cannot change. This Monday brings that lesson with gentle clarity. Let go of what you can't control, return to what is here, and watch how peace begins to rise from within. Your tiredness often comes from the mind's endless movement, not from life itself. The mind pulls you into what was or what might be, but the spirit only exists now. That's why reconnecting with the present heals you. It brings your energy back from all the places it's been scattered. It grounds you in what's real, and suddenly you feel lighter. You don't need to run anymore. You are already home. This Monday, 13 October, is not just a date, it's an invitation. An invitation to stop rushing, to stop escaping, to stop carrying moments that don't belong to now. It is a call to awaken to this breath, this heartbeat, this quiet truth. Because the present moment is not a destination, it is life itself. The past can teach you, the future can inspire you, but only the present can transform you. So let this Monday be your turning point. Let it be the day you choose awareness over distraction, peace over noise, presence over absence. The healing of your spirit does not come from doing more, it comes from finally being here. And when you are here, fully, deeply, consciously, life begins to flow again. The tired part of you finds rest, not in escape, but in return. And that return begins now on this Monday, 13th of October. On this Monday, 13th October, the world will still be loud. It will still demand, still push, still whisper that you are not enough unless you keep moving. But somewhere beyond that noise, there is a quieter place. A place that doesn't shout for your attention, yet holds the peace your heart has been searching for. This Monday is not here to add more to your list. It is here to remind you to let go, to detach from the noise, from the rush, from the endless need to prove yourself. Because the truth is simple. The spirit becomes tired not from living, but from clinging to what was never meant to stay. You have been carrying the weight of too many voices. The world's opinions, expectations, judgments, all layered on top of your own thoughts until you can no longer hear yourself. You wake up, and before you even take your first conscious breath, the noise begins. It tells you to hurry, to catch up, to be more, to do more. But on this Monday, 13th October, you are invited to do the opposite, to pause, to step back from the world's noise, not because you don't care, but because you finally do. Detachment is not rejection, it is wisdom. It is the understanding that not everything deserves your energy, not every opinion deserves your attention, and not every situation requires your reaction. The strength of your spirit grows when you stop allowing the outside world to decide how you feel inside. This Monday, let go of the illusion that peace will come when everything around you is calm. Peace comes when you stop letting everything around you control your calm. The noise of the world is constant. It wants you to compare, to compete, to chase what everyone else seems to have. But you are not meant to live your life according to someone else's rhythm. The moment you try to match the noise, you lose your own harmony. On the 13th October, step back from that rhythm. Find your own. Maybe it is slower, maybe it is softer. That doesn't make it weak, it makes it real. True power is not in being louder. It is in being steady when everything around you is shaking. When you detach from the world's noise, you begin to hear something else, yourself. The voice of your intuition, quiet but certain. It tells you what feels right, what needs to end, what deserves to grow. But you can only hear it when the noise fades. That's why this Monday matters. It is a doorway into silence. Not an empty silence, but a healing one. The kind that clears away the clutter of thoughts and lets truth breathe again. There is freedom in stepping back. Freedom from the constant need to explain yourself, to prove your worth, to chase validation that never lasts. On this Monday, choose that freedom. You do not owe the world your exhaustion. You owe yourself your peace. When you stop trying to please everyone, something powerful happens. You begin to align with what's real. You start doing things not out of pressure, but out of purpose. You start speaking not to impress, but to express. You stop performing and start living. The world will always have noise. It will always find new ways to distract, to tempt, to pull you away from the quiet truth inside. But you don't need to fight the noise. You only need to rise above it. When you detach, the noise loses its control. It may still be there, but it no longer reaches you, like waves crashing on the surface while you sit calm beneath them. This Monday, 13th October, is a chance to dive beneath that surface, to rest in that stillness that no noise can touch. The tired part of your spirit has been asking for this break. It doesn't want more stimulation, it wants space. It doesn't want more opinions, it wants silence. Detachment gives that space back to you. It gives your soul room to breathe again. When you step away from the chaos, you begin to see clearly what truly matters and what never did. You see that much of what caused you pain came from trying to control what was never yours to control. Letting go isn't loss, it is liberation. On this Monday, let your actions come from stillness, not from noise. Let your decisions rise from clarity, not from pressure. The world teaches you to react, to answer every message, to respond to every situation, to chase every opportunity. But growth begins when you learn to respond slowly, consciously, when you no longer let the world's rush dictate your peace. That's when you begin to master yourself. Detachment is the bridge between noise and peace, between chaos and clarity, between exhaustion and strength. And this Monday, 13 October, is that bridge. You are meant to walk across it, away from the noise into awareness. You are meant to choose stillness, not because you are giving up, but because you are waking up. As you step into this day, remember, silence is not emptiness. It is fullness without distraction. When you detach from what drains you, you make space for what heals you. When you stop reacting to every sound, you start hearing what truly matters. This Monday is not about escaping the world. It's about no longer being trapped by it. So let the noise continue if it must. Let the world do what it does. But within you, let there be quiet. Let this Monday, 13 October, become the day you stop chasing peace and start living it. Because peace doesn't arrive when the world goes silent. It arrives when you do. And when you do, the tired part of your spirit finally rests. It finds home again. Calm, steady, untouched by the noise of the world. On this Monday, 13th October, life asks you to slow down, to rest, to breathe again. The kind of rest that doesn't come from sleep, but from release. The rest of the soul, not just the body. You've been moving through days that demand too much and give too little. You've been holding yourself together when everything inside has been asking to stop. This Monday comes with a message. Rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. It is the moment when you stop fighting the rhythm of life and start moving with it. The world glorifies movement. It celebrates the ones who run, who push, who never stop. The truth is simple: what never stops eventually breaks. Even the strongest tree bends with the wind. Even the sun sets to rise again. This Monday, 13 October, reminds you that you are not meant to go against the flow of nature. You are meant to follow its balance. Rest is part of growth. Silence is part of progress. Stillness is part of power. There is a kind of exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. It's the fatigue of carrying unspoken emotions, unfinished healing, and unacknowledged pain. You've learned to keep moving even when you're empty. But this Monday teaches you something deeper, that rest is sacred. It is the place where healing finally begins. When you allow yourself to rest without guilt, you create space for clarity to return. You give your tired spirit a chance to breathe again. Rest is not about doing nothing. It is about doing something essential, reconnecting with yourself. When you rest consciously, you begin to notice what truly matters. You start to hear the quiet messages of your body, your emotions, your intuition, the things you ignored while running. the truth you buried beneath tasks and distractions. This Monday, 13th October, tells you to listen again. Sit quietly, close your eyes, let the silence speak, because silence heals in ways that words never can. You don't need to earn your right to rest. You don't need to prove that you deserve peace. You are human, and humans need moments to pause, reflect, and renew. The tired part of your spirit cannot heal in chaos. It heals in stillness, in softness, in surrender. When you rest, you are not stepping away from life. You are stepping deeper into it. You are remembering that being is just as important as doing. This Monday is a chance to make peace with stillness, to let go of the idea that stopping means falling behind. You do not fall behind by resting. You rise stronger. You gather energy that is pure, calm, and focused. Rest transforms your energy from scattered to centered. It turns your chaos into clarity. You cannot build a peaceful life with a restless mind. You must learn the discipline of slowing down, of listening inward, of allowing the world to spin without dragging you with it. When you rest with awareness, something powerful happens. The noise inside you begins to fade. The endless thoughts that once seemed so heavy start to dissolve. What's left is truth. Quiet, steady, undeniable truth. You realize that much of what exhausted you wasn't the work itself, but the resistance to it. The constant inner battle of not enough, the chase for perfection, the fear of missing out. This Monday, 13 October, invites you to drop that fight, to let rest become your reset. There is a rhythm in life. Inhale and exhale, rise and fall, move and pause. You cannot keep inhaling without exhaling. You cannot keep giving without receiving. Rest brings you back into that balance. It teaches you that recovery is not a delay in your journey. It is part of your journey. And every great growth requires a moment of stillness before the next step forward. The seed must rest in darkness before it breaks into light. On this Monday, let your rest be intentional. Don't fill it with distractions or noise. Don't reach for your phone or your thoughts. Let it be real rest, the kind where your spirit finally unclenches, where you stop planning and just exist. Sit under the sky, breathe deeply, feel the ground beneath you. This is how the spirit resets itself. This is how tiredness turns into renewal. The world won't stop if you pause. Life won't fall apart if you rest. The only thing that breaks when you never rest is self-you. So today, choose to protect your energy. Choose to protect your peace. Monday, 13 October, is not here to push you harder. It's here to teach you softness, to show you that strength is not in how much you can endure, but in how deeply you can restore. When you finally rest, you meet yourself again. Not the version shaped by stress, but the one that moves with grace, with awareness, with quiet power. You remember that your worth was never tied to how much you do, but to how deeply you exist. You start to see that resting is not a pause in your purpose. It's the space that allows your purpose to breathe. Let this Monday, 13 October, be your moment of renewal. Step away from the noise, slow the pace, and trust the stillness. Let the quiet heal you. Let rest become your teacher, your medicine, your strength, because when you rest deeply, you rise differently, lighter, clearer, more grounded. And that is when your tired spirit finally remembers what it means to be whole again. On this Monday, 13 October, something inside begins to shift, not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly, like dawn rising after a long night. This day carries the energy of rebirth, the gentle transformation that doesn't come from force, but from awareness. You have walked through heaviness, confusion, and exhaustion, but now you are standing at the threshold of renewal. This Monday isn't about beginning again in the world, it's about beginning again within yourself. Growth does not always come from pain or effort. Sometimes it comes from awareness. The simple act of seeing yourself clearly without judgment. This Monday, 13th October, asks you to open your eyes inwardly, to see what has been waiting to change, what has been waiting to breathe. You don't need to fix yourself, you need to awaken to yourself. Awareness itself is transformation. When you see, you heal. When you accept, you grow. The tired part of your spirit doesn't need another battle. It needs gentle understanding. It needs to be met with kindness, not criticism. On this Monday, let your awareness become soft. Don't fight your past. Don't blame your mistakes. Just see them. Acknowledge them. And in that simple act of seeing, something begins to release. Awareness is light, and light dissolves darkness without force. Every day gives you chances to be reborn, but 13th of October is a symbol, a day that reminds you that life is a continuous unfolding. You are not the same person you were yesterday. The thoughts that once controlled you, the fears that once confined you, they no longer have to define you. You can outgrow them quietly, naturally, like a tree outgrows its old bark. Growth doesn't always need a noise, it needs space. Give yourself that space today. Rebirth is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to what has always been true. Beneath the doubts, the fears, the masks, there has always been a calm and aware self, untouched, steady, pure. This Monday, 13th October, invites you to come back to that self, to stop chasing a new version of yourself and start remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of noise. The journey of awareness is not about adding more, it's about letting go of what is false. You have carried pain and confusion, believing they were your identity. But awareness shows you that you are not what you've experienced. You are the one who has seen it all, felt it all, survived it all. You are not the storm. You are the witness behind it. When you live from that awareness, life stops being a struggle. You no longer fight every moment, you move with it. This is the quiet rebirth that Monday brings. Not through doing, but through seeing. Awareness transforms your relationship with pain. It turns resistance into understanding. You begin to see that what once hurt you was not here to destroy you, but to teach you. The challenges that tired your spirit were not punishments, they were invitations, reminders to wake up, to grow deeper, to become lighter. On this Monday, 13th October, take that understanding with you. Let awareness rewrite your story, not with regret, but with gratitude for how far you've come. When awareness deepens, life becomes simple. You stop chasing what doesn't matter. You stop reacting to every noise. You stop measuring your worth against the world's illusions. The external world may still move fast, but inside you move with grace. This is self-growth. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that breathes. You evolve quietly, steadily, powerfully. The noise loses power over you because you've returned to your center. Rebirth is not always dramatic. It often happens in small moments, when you forgive instead of resent, when you pause instead of react, when you choose peace instead of control. Each of these moments is a spark of awakening. On the 13th of October, pay attention to these small awakenings. They are signs that your awareness is growing stronger. They are proof that your spirit is healing. You cannot control how life unfolds, but you can control how awake you are within it. Awareness turns chaos into clarity, turns confusion into direction. The more aware you become, the lighter you feel because you stop resisting life. You begin to trust its timing. You begin to see that everything, even the pain, had purpose. This Monday, 13th October, is a reminder that awareness is freedom. It frees you from the grip of overthinking, from the prison of past memories, from the weight of false expectations. This day is a gentle rebirth, not because something outside will change, but because something inside you will finally awaken. You will begin to see that healing was never about finding something new, but about remembering what was always within you. The tired part of your spirit doesn't need noise or force. It needs awareness, gentle, patient, clear awareness that allows life to move through you again. So let this Monday be your awakening. Let it be the day you choose to live consciously. Feel your breath, feel your presence. Walk slowly, speak gently, and see clearly. Don't rush to fix or change anything. Just be aware. That awareness will do the work for you. It will cleanse what is heavy, release what is false, and awaken what is real. By the end of this day, you will not be the same. not because the world has changed, but because you have. Awareness will have softened your heart, cleared your mind, and brought your energy back to life. This Monday, 13th October, will not shout for your attention. It will whisper. And if you are quiet enough to listen, you will hear what it's been saying all along, and you are already becoming the peace you've been searching for.